Welcome to Nintendo Dads, episode 456, recorded on December 7th, 2023. On tonight's episode, we have special guest John Blanco from the Dads After Dark show. And here we talk about the Game Awards show that we just witnessed. Wow, it's fresh in our minds. Jesse, you know what to do. All right, here we are with the aftermath of the Game Awards show on December 7th, 2023. And we have our special guest, John, from the Dads After Dark show. John, how are you doing today?
Hello, guys. You know, I've been on a couple times, but I forgot that you can kind of hear the theme song like 3 times before it comes on. So you start getting, you're getting ready and you're like, oh, no, it's not on yet. Okay, very good.
Right.
I'm
So
happy to be here. It was a really fun Game Awards night. Can't wait to talk about it with you guys.
I know, I'm excited to talk about it too, but there's another guy here with us that didn't seem so excited about it, but we'll get into that later. Jesse, how are you doing?
I'm trying to stay awake.
If that's any clue where this is going to go later, that's it right there. So with that, since we're starting late, we're going to try to get through some of this here. For us, this is late, but for you guys, this is a normal show. So because you can listen to this whenever, and I don't know who's popping on to watch this live, but we're going to try to get through this and talk about what we need to for the Game Awards show. With that, let's jump over to the news. I have to get in the right frame of mind for all this. It's like just jumping right into this, and I'm not usually one who leads this, so I got to get in the right frame of mind.
And then I completely forgot to have my paper and pen ready to take timestamps down for like ad
Right.
placements.
Because we just jumping right into everything.
So if you're watching on the video and you see me scrambling, that's what before I hit the music, that's what I was doing.
All right. Well, let me get through this part two. We got the news, and the ad-free version of this podcast is brought to you by patreon.com/NintendoDads. Huge thanks to our newest patrons who have participated and all that fun stuff. And thanks to everyone for helping us create more great Nintendo Dads content and for making our community a better place. Again, if you want to be able to listen to ad-free versions of the show, you can become a Patreon member at patreon.com/NintendoDads for just $1 a month. And then you get ad-free. But we did have one episode where I did include the ad because it was so much fun hearing Justin crack up at his own lines in the ad that he read. So I had to include that in the not so ad-free version. All right. With that, again, thanks to our Patrons.
The meltdown was worth it.
Yes. And later on, we'll talk more about our other sponsor, Manscaped. But for now, we're talking about Game Awards. We just got off of watching the live Game Awards today, December 7th, 2023. Like I said, we had a lot of stuff going on. And right off the bat, let's talk about Nintendo being there, but not showing anything. What do you guys think? Was that, normal? Were we expecting anything?
Yeah, it's kind of normal. Yeah, I wasn't expecting anything to be announced from first party.
I was hoping. Again, every year I know I shouldn't be hoping for it, but I was still hoping there would be something cool announced. Game Awards seems like a good place to announce stuff. And
there were people hoping for a Switch successor announcement. I'm like, no, that is not happening.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. I was more expecting like maybe a teaser for Metroid Prime 4, maybe, or even some sort of, something coming up in the next quarter. I don't know. Some other thing.
I agree with you, Tim. That's the crowd. I mean, like, that is a crowd that is very non-Nintendo. And if it's all about trying to get more people to your platform, you can hold things for Nintendo Direct, but, show it in front of an audience that's not necessarily going to buy everything you put out.
Right,
and,
exactly.
They just don't do it.
Or even like what they did with the Bayonetta origin story thing last year, where it was like, if you got another second party working on something, try to show it off. So, but they always have their plans and doesn't seem to include game awards. So, all right. So we have a lot of stuff that was announced. World premieres, even though I think he said he wasn't going to call them world premieres, but still, they were world premieres.
Yes, they called them world premieres. You just didn't get the world premiere.
Right. They took out that part.
Save 10 minutes of time.
Right.
All right. So we have a list of things that's been announced and all that kind of stuff. Right. Let's just go with, what's the first thing that jumped out to you guys? John, you're our guest. What did jumped out to you? What was the first thing that was announced in the show that was like, okay, here we go. This is awesome.
I think the first two things in the pre-show, which still counts, right?
Yes.
There's a remake of Brothers, which if you've never played that one, it's a two-player game that I think you can play with two players, but it's mostly designed for one person to control with both thumbsticks, two brothers together.
Oh, okay.
Really great narrative story.
I think I tried that on the Wii U and I didn't like it.
The funny thing is, I think it was the first review that I did for Nintendo Dads. And I loved it. It's not a long game. The remake looks really good, but I don't know if it needed a remake. And then the second game was, I don't know the name of it, the panda game. What was it called, Jesse, from the Inscription guy?
Oh, Pony Island 2.
Pony Island 2. Is there a Pony Island? Have we
confirmed
that? Oh, okay.
Yep. And I've never played it. But
I've never played it, but now I think I might, because I would say this is the one game I'm kind of interested in.
I kind of figured that.
Just because it's from the Inscription guy.
Yeah. I mean, we both had it in our top 10, last year, right? So Inscription.
Yeah.
So
yeah, sometimes you get a really good game, you owe it to that person to give their next game a try. And Windblown was the other game that stood out in the pre-show, because that's from Motion Twin, which is the Dead Cells people. In fact, those cutscenes looked right out of the Dead Cells trailers as well. So it definitely a different looking game. I don't know if I saw that game on my own, I'd be like, I'm not really interested, but you owe it to Motion Twin. So nice. I'll probably give it a try.
Sweet. Jesse, so it sounds like Pony Island 2 is the one that jumped out at you first thing. And the only thing.
And the only thing. But okay. And I said in the Discord when I was trying to be in the Discord and before I left, that I kind of jokingly said I wanted a sequel to 7 Billion Humans. We got World of Goo 2 instead from the same people. I'm like, okay, that's the one game I didn't want a sequel.
Yeah.
I didn't like World of Goo, but I like everything else that company has put out.
Gotcha. So I was just looking real quick at our show chat, our stream chat, and I saw that $2 Hero, Seth, is in the chat, and he mentioned that he thought he would see Wind Waker or Twilight Princess might have finally been revealed here, because Anonuma had a shirt on. So I'm jumping to
the Blue Lobster shirt.
So I'm going to jump to the end where we, more towards the end where we saw him. They got not Game of the Year. They got Action Adventure of the Year or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
For Link, for Zelda, sorry. And then do you think that they would have announced something if they would have won Game of the Year or anything like that?
No,
that kind of announcement.
I don't think they plan their marketing
moment?
Like that. No.
Okay. All right. Because
if they had anything,
just been like, this
if
is coming
they had
out
anything
now.
to announce, they would have announced it.
Right.
At some point beforehand.
I'm gonna say that the Zelda game that I was predicting that would come, the Four Swords, it was not announced today because they didn't win, and that's why we're not getting it. So
the world is denied.
We're just denied now. We're not getting it anymore. They were gonna, say thank you for giving us, Game of the Year, and this is your reward for that. Now we're not getting that. Maybe in an alternate universe we did, but not anymore.
Jesse, I have to ask: are you you love Persona 5? Are you into the whole metaphor re-Fantasio?
I'm going to give it a look just because it's on Game Pass. So yeah, I'm kind of curious about that one. But of course, we knew about this one.
Yeah.
That wasn't. I don't know if we knew of the release window now, fall 2024. But
Okay.
yeah, that it is a game that we knew about from
Okay.
E3.
Nice.
See, you had that.
Also, anybody in chat, if there's anything that stuck out to you, please drop it in the chat, and we'll definitely bring it up while we're talking about the Game Awards show here. What stood out to me, I was trying to look over at my notes. Where's my notes? My notes. Where are my notes? The first thing that jumped out to me was Thrasher, because of Thumper. Even though towards the end of my trial of trying to play that game, I started hating that game, I'm still curious about Thrasher. So, what about
Back
you
for
guys?
more.
Yeah, I'm back for more torture. Are you guys getting into Thumper at all? John, it sounded like you did a little bit.
We chatted about it on the stream, but yeah, Thumper is an outrageously difficult game, and my memory of it is I played it on my Switch Lite while I took the train back and forth from work for like a week. It is incredibly hard. I think it started as a VR game, and it has great music and everything, but it is incredibly stressful.
You got
And
to be so focused to play that game.
you have to be super focused. And I got to like near the end, I just physically could not get past the level anymore, and
right.
I couldn't do it.
Were you
I want
shaking
to.
and you're like
Yeah,
having to take some chill pills or something?
there is no way.
The only thing I
playing
can
that.
think of at this point, after hearing the word Thumper so many times, is I don't even know her.
All right. And the other thing that caught my eye too, looks like on our list here, is Dave the Diver and Dredge DLC. I thought that was interesting, like the two combining. I wonder what that's going to be about. Like how that's going to play out. I mean,
Isn't that Dredge in Dave the Diver? That was what the crossover was, right?
is that what I couldn't tell because it happens. It seemed like it happened so quickly.
That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah, the gameplay they showed was.
I don't know either of the games, so I guess we need to get you and Mason together and figure out what the hell this is all about.
Right.
Yeah, the gameplay was Dave the Diver. Yeah, both games are excellent, although I haven't played Dave the Diver, but Dredge is awesome.
Excellent. So, well, I see you guys talking about it. So we're just going to skip around. We're not going to go in order. Let's just jump right into Monster Hunter Wilds at the end there. Seth brought it up. John, I know you're talking about it there in the chat. How excited are you to see that you're going to get another Monster Hunter game in 2024?
I am massively excited.
Well, not 2024. I mean, they're going to talk about it more in 2024.
Yeah, I guess they're going to talk about it more in 2024. I didn't expect this to be the final announcement for the Game Awards. My money was on an Elden Ring DLC, but yeah, they were showing monster footage, and I was kind of like saying Monster Hunter, but like it really could have been anything. And I mean, the footage really was fairly generic. We didn't see any new mechanics or anything really, but yeah, this is clearly a sort of successor to Monster Hunter World. Okay. And it's only for PlayStation and Xbox, and that's the only place you can play Monster Hunter World right now. So the future of the Switch is as a Monster Hunter platform is kind of in question here. I don't know what's going to happen, but I mean, Monster Hunter World was released before Monster Hunter Rise, so there could be a Switch game that's coming out in the future. It's got to wait its turn. But
it seems like the timing would be that when the Switch successor comes out, then there might be another Monster Hunter game for that Switch successor.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe they'll build one just for the Switch too.
Yes.
But Monster Hunter World is the most gorgeous of all the Monster Hunter games. I'm enjoying it a lot. I've been playing it. I'm only about 50 or 60 hours into it.
Only.
I was a late arriver. It doesn't have like the dog and some of the the wire bugs and stuff of Monster Hunter Rise, but it's gorgeous, and you get really lost in the environment. It's very pretty. So I'm looking forward to Wilds having a lot of the Rise additions in it, and coupled with the lush, gorgeous environment. So, and I've already said I would only really play the future Monster Hunter games on PlayStation because of just how good looking World was. So I'm really excited to play through Wilds. I can't believe it got announced during the Game Awards. So
Nice.
super excited.
Yep. And I liked Rise on the Switch. I thought they did very good job with that game and what it was and what it did and how it looked on the Switch. I mean, it felt like it pushed the Switch to its limits.
Yep.
Which are good
great
limits.
looking game. Yeah, I've done 300 plus hours of Rise on the Switch.
Excellent. All right. So next on my list, I have God of War Ragnarok Valhalla, not a Nintendo game, but we play other systems around here, and I'm excited about this one on the PlayStation. It's DLC that looks like they said it was a roguelike DLC. What do you guys think of this new roguelike thing that's going on in the industry lately? What do you guys think?
Jesse?
Seems like there's a lot of more rogue stuff going on.
I'm generally not a fan of the genre. Again, this last 3 hours has not been for me.
Right.
I'm excited for it. I don't think I've heard a single rumor about it, and we really don't know much. But yesterday I was just saying that the Last of Us Part 2 sort of rogue-like mode that they're adding next month, it was just so perfectly done. I was like, I can see tons of other adventure games just having a roguelike mode, and then level, in 5 days we're getting one. It didn't show much of the rogue-likeness in the trailer.
Right.
So
for dropping in 5 days, I'm sure we're going to get something from PlayStation like announced tomorrow, like they're going to do a showcase on it or something.
I think you're right. Yeah, so it just looked like more Ragnarok gameplay. And I haven't played Ragnarok yet, so this won't be something I'll partake in for a long while. But I'm really excited because PlayStation needed some juice. It's been a very slow year. It was basically Spider-Man 2 and DLC for Horizon Forbidden West. And really that's been it. There's been some good exclusive games like Final Fantasy 16, but nothing like first party. So they definitely needed some juice. So this is a nice little Christmas gift for the end of the year.
So there was that, and then there was a couple other PlayStation things that we saw that looked pretty exciting. What else did we see there that was coming up pretty quickly within the next, say, three months?
Yeah, they really filled out their calendar. The Final Fantasy 16 Echoes of the Fallen DLC, which was a shadow drop.
Yes.
Again, big surprise. The Ragnarok DLC is in 5 days. And then we roll over to the next year. We got The Last of Us 2 remastered on January 19th. Helldivers 2 dated for February 8th. And then Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, kind of a big
29th.
deal. February 29th.
On leap year.
Yep. And then we got Rise of Ronin, March 22nd. Another PlayStation Studios game. What did you think of that one, Tim?
That one, I remember. If I remember correctly, they've shown that before because I remember the gliding guy and the team Koei Tecmo, if I pronounced that right, in Team Ninja collaboration. So I'm excited about that and excited to see more of that. Hopefully I'll be able to find the time to play that. Depends on how big the game is too. If it's a huge game, I might steer clear of it because I've learned that I don't do well with large games. So they don't get done quickly.
Yeah. So as the show has been going on, I've been trying to take notes of all these announcements, and if they state platforms, I'm noting it down. If they state date ranges, I'm noting it down. If they state, developed by the same people who did this, I try to note that down. There's one game I literally have 3 words on it. It's OD Kojima Xbox. That's out of that's all I got out of it. There's like, I don't know what the hell that is, but that's normal for Kojima.
Well, that was with Jordan Peele too, collaboration with him because he came on stage, and that was an interesting.
My response to that was, who?
Really?
You don't know who Jordan Peele is?
No,
Jesse.
All right.
Aaron? No?
Oh, okay. I know of the commercials, but
from Key and Peele and all that from the past. And then he's done the new Twilight show, and he's done the movies.
Nope,
and a couple other ones.
Another similarly named movie.
Yeah,
they're all nopes for me.
Yeah, I know it's more a horror type genre type
Oh
thing.
yeah, Us and Get Out.
Yes. Thanks. Thanks, Seth. So I thought that was interesting. And he said there was even other people he's collaborating with that they're going to announce later. So I can't wait to learn more about that one. What else you guys got? Because I know we got notes all over it, but I'm trying to get to what stuck out to you guys as well.
We got to talk about the game of the show without a doubt. Don't Nod announcing Lost Records is coming out late 2024. That was a first announcement of that.
Yes.
Don't Nod did they did the original Life is Strange game, and then they did Life is Strange 2. They don't have the license for it anymore. Square Enix is using a different developer. But the thing about the Life is Strange games is there's really no continuity. The games are always have different characters. Sometimes they drag one character in, but there's no continuity. And Don't Nod has been the best at making the Life is Strange games, at least in my opinion. So this is
Those are your
basically
favorite
going to
ones?
be, yeah, 1 and 2 are my two favorites. So this is basically them making a Life is Strange game. It's just not going to be called Life is Strange, much like a Harvest Moon, and that sort of thing. Story of Seasons. So
Okay.
All right.
I looked great. I'm super excited to learn more, and that was
Same
easily
here.
the game of the show.
Same, and I haven't, and you're gonna kick me, John, but I haven't played any of the Life is Strange games, but I did like the way it looked, and that's one that's on my list. I'm looking forward to learning more about too. So
Yeah, not for everybody. And then Supermassive Games, they're the ones that made The Quarry and Until Dawn. They announced the casting of Frank Stone, which is a
yeah,
crossover with what is it, Dead by Daylight.
yes.
So I don't know who Frank Stone is, but I love Supermassive Games. So
Is that the main bad guy of Dead by Daylight, like the main evil villain?
maybe someone in the
I
chat
don't.
can say it.
I don't know. I haven't played it. My kids love it.
Oh, do they? Okay, ask them.
Yeah, I'll have to ask. I'll have to find out.
Yeah. And then in terms of other new games, I don't know any other new games really, besides the ones that we mentioned, but they showed Banishers again. There's a collector's edition, which I'm really excited about. And
one game that made me laugh was Light No Fire from the devs of No Man's Sky, and they said that the game is more ambitious. I'm like, oh my god.
That's why they made that joke too. They're like, really? Thought that was great though.
It's like one planet though, right? Didn't they say
it's
it was
just
Earth?
one massive planet.
Yeah, and it's like MMO planet.
Right.
It'd be interesting to see what they do with it. And I've learned not to buy their games day one. Unfortunately.
Ouch.
We'll see how it goes. Hopefully they've learned some lessons along the way. Maybe probably a few years out from release, but we'll see. The other game that I saw that I liked was Tales of Kanzira Zau. And I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that right, but that was a 2.5D side-scrolling platformer, which releases on April 23rd, 2024. And it is coming to the Switch, along with PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
I saw that there was Switch, but I didn't see any release date for it.
That was the one that we said was like similar to the new Prince of Persia game, right?
Yes, that was the one. And it looked like it was set in I thought it was like waiting for the Black Panther to jump out of there because it looked like it was in that type of Africa environment. So, but it looked pretty sweet. And it's again, they call it a side-scrolling platformer, but I suspected it may be a Metroidvania type game too. But hoping to look for more or learn more about that one.
It'll look cool.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Let's see if there's anybody. Somebody's mentioned Font said Exodus game looked cool. So I'm trying to remember that one. Let's see, where is it in
there? That was the one that Matthew McConaughey was part of, though.
Yes.
I didn't see him in there, and when he came out, I was like, "Oh, they're gonna make an Interstellar game," and
that's what I thought it was. The way it was presenting itself
to it.
Yeah,
it does have some similar kind of dynamics to it, but
right.
Yeah, that one's interesting.
That looks really cool. I'm a sucker for sci-fi type games like that. So, but it'll depend on the gameplay. And again, how long the game is for me. So let's see, going through the list. And also, let's see, do you guys see anything else in the chat? Fonts also said no pick cross reveals for Jesse, so that's probably why he's upset.
There was No Rest for the Wicked, which is by, I can't even remember much of what I saw, but it's by Moon Studios, which is the company that did Ori.
Ori, yes.
And that's another example of, if you make a game incredible enough, and both of those Ori games are,
yes,
you're in on the next one until proven otherwise, right?
Yes,
so
I agree.
I'm in, so that, whatever that is.
I guess there's gonna be more information available on March 1st for that game, so looking forward to that one, to learning more. We got I guess they made a big deal out of it, but Dragon Ball Sparking Zero was announced. If anybody's into the Dragon Ball games, we got that. We talked about Rise of Ronin. The OD game we talked about.
The new Mana game for people who like that, Visions of Mana.
Yes.
Not on Switch, but on the other two platforms next year.
Yes. And that Jurassic Park survival game, that first-person game that was looked like that poor lady was left there after everybody else left from the first Jurassic Park movie. This poor girl is left there. Is anybody around? And we're playing her in this game right after those people left in Jurassic Park. I thought it was pretty interesting.
That had almost like a bait and switch feel to me, because I was pretty engaged with it, and then they showed 5 seconds of first person Mirror's Edge type footage.
Yeah.
And I was immediately out.
You're okay, I'm gonna get sick. I can't play this.
Yeah. I kind of like the beginning of the trailer. I would have played that.
Right. There was some footage about the new Fallout TV series. If you haven't seen the tease they have out on YouTube, there's more of a teaser there, with a little bit more footage than they showed at the Game Awards. But from what they did show, are you guys interested in watching the show, or do you guys need to learn more?
I'm not
Fallout
familiar.
TV show.
I've never played a Fallout game. Well, I maybe. Okay, I haven't played more than 2 hours of a Fallout game. But I am kind of curious about the show.
I've always been intrigued by the storylines for Fallout.
Yeah, I know high enough level of what Fallout is about to kind of be, okay, I think I want to check this one out.
Which Fallout did you try?
I think I tried 3 and New Vegas.
Yeah, New Vegas was the one I tried. I played.
Didn't get far in either.
Probably about several hours, and then again, it's a large game, so I lost interest really quick. But I love the story concept, and that's why I'm excited about the TV show. Let's see. We got Stormgate, which is that. I don't want to say Stargate. What is it? It's based on the same game PC series, the RTS game.
The StarCraft.
StarCraft, thank you. Yeah, it's by the same people who made StarCraft. They're making Stormgate, excuse me. And
is that not Blizzard, or is that people who?
I think they were former Blizzard employees.
Former employees who worked on StarCraft, now making Stormgate, and I'm kind of looking forward to that, because I was into StarCraft on the PC a long time ago, and it's one of the few PC games I played the heck out of that game.
Yeah. So I remember little aside, when I started dating my wife, she likes StarCraft, so she had me set up a multiplayer environment. So, and of course it didn't use TCP/IP. I had to have some sort of middleware emulator going between them to get it to work right. But she just smoked me, and my response to that was to literally uninstall the game in front of her face.
Oh, wow!
Yeah,
it was delete. It's gone. We also
played hundreds of hours of. I played hundreds of hours of Warcraft 2, and I kind of went away from PC gaming before the StarCraft revolution. I think I would have really loved StarCraft, but I just missed it.
Yeah, Ibisel says old Blizzard games used IPX protocols. That's what I had to fight with, try to get that to work with TCP.
Mm. All right. They also announced some Final Fantasy 16 DLC. John, are you looking forward to that?
I am. I haven't played Final Fantasy 16 yet. Just there was so much to play this year, but I bought it last week, or I got it on a Black Friday deal, and it is going to be my Christmas week vacation game. And I'm excited the
That's the
DLC
one you
is
mentioned for that.
coming.
Okay.
Yeah, they shadow dropped one, and then one is coming in the spring. So it's perfect. I'm gonna play. I don't know if I'll play through Final Fantasy 16 Christmas week, but I'm gonna play a big chunk of it, and then if I like it, I might be in. I'm still trying to find out the price of it. I should look again. It wasn't on the PlayStation Store when I looked before, but I'm gonna look again right now. It's not free.
Maybe in the end of year sales, maybe hopefully they'll have a
Yeah.
sale on it for you. While you're looking that up too, one thing that Seth reminded me of is the Sega remasters that were announced. The 5 games like Jet Set Radio, which he mentioned, and Crazy Taxi, which is what I got really excited about because it's a racing game sort of thing. So excited about that. And then there was a couple other ones that
Golden Axe?
Golden Axe,
Yeah.
yes. Yep. And
Was Altered Beast one or no?
I didn't see. No, I don't think Altered Beast.
No. I don't remember what the other two were.
It was Jet Grind Radio. I had Jet Grind Radio, Crazy Taxi, Golden Axe, and
Jet Set Radio.
I think it was called Jet Grind Radio here and Jet Set in Japan. I like Jet Set Radio though.
Okay.
What else? There was 2 other games. I can't remember what they were.
Yeah, I can't remember it either because they flashed the names really quick, and then it was like I caught a couple that I was interested in, and then was like,
oh
hey.
yeah, Shinobi and Streets of Rage.
Oh, that's right. Didn't they already do Streets of Rage? Somebody already did Streets. No, they did Streets of Rage.
Well, there's a Streets
4.
of Rage 4. Yeah.
So they're gonna redo the first one. Okay.
I honestly did not love what I saw. It had a very I don't want to say Atari and television feel where they're remaking these games, and it's like, could you just release Crazy Taxi 2 on the Switch, license the Offspring songs? That's what I want to play.
There you go.
Yeah, I think like what we're seeing with these Amico remakes is a good parallel. They kind of look nice in stills, but once they're animated, they really don't look well. Kind of like the latest Sonic game is what kind of has the same feel to me. I think a 2D Sonic as pixel art, and that's where its charm is for me. And so these newer remakes, like I'd probably just rather play the original games.
Yeah.
If
done well,
if they were good.
If done well, there's some of the Atari Recharge ones I like. I like what they did with those. Like I had a lot of fun with Haunted House. I think they redid that one well. So I think there's a chance. It got the right group of people to work on it that love it, and it's not just trying to flip it. I think there's a possibility that it could be good. So
yeah, I agree. I agree. Like we have to see them, but if they could re-release Crazy Taxi. And is Crazy Taxi without Offspring? Am I crazy? I feel like it just has to be Offspring. It's the only songs you can have.
Wouldn't that be great if they just came back and did I don't necessarily need new songs, but maybe the Offspring come back and do new songs for the new game or the remake or whatever.
Maybe.
We'll see. Right. So, anybody excited for the Suicide Squad? I know we've seen that a bunch of times and they delayed it and all that, but that's coming in February.
If that's still a squad-based gotcha game, then no.
Okay.
They're not saying it anymore, right? They had
they're not service, but that doesn't mean it's still not.
Yeah. Remember it was about to come out? Wasn't it a month away from coming out and then they delayed it?
Yeah.
Because everybody just was trashing the live service portion, and we just assumed they were spending the time pulling the live service out. But you would think that if they did that, they would say something like, "This is a third-person adventure action game," or something, and they haven't.
I was interested in the game when it was first announced, but after what I've seen with Gotham Knights and where it looked like this game was going. I understand two separate developers, but still same IP. Yeah, I'd be wary on this one.
That's a bummer.
I'm kind of interested in it. I don't know if I'll play it, but I just want to play as Harley Quinn, and PlayStation is really starting to promote it. They have a whole video blog thing, and tons of developer interviews going on with it right now. So PlayStation believes in it. I don't think it's a PlayStation exclusive though. I think it's on Xbox as well. But PlayStation does believe in it. So
then Boomerang makes a joke on the Flash. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yes, the woman joke.
Yes,
I thought that was pretty funny too. All right, the last one I'll mention is called The Finals. It really stuck out to me. That was the one where you're doing like a first person shooter Fortnite kind of thing, but in an arena, a city built in an arena, which I thought was really interesting. So that one I want to learn more about as well. All right.
And that's a shadow drop available today.
Yes, The Finals. Nice. All right, let's talk about some of the winners and see if we got any anything to say about that. And by the way, I want to quote, if I don't think I did. I told you guys already, but I want to quote something Marty said about this show. He said, "Feel free to quote me in saying the Game Awards are a giant waste of time for Nintendo fans and also a giant pile of crap." What do you guys think of that? So I guess for Nintendo fans,
I can't argue with that. That is
I can
all
see that.
true.
That's why it's like it's probably better if you're into video games, if you're only into Nintendo, yes, I could see this being not a thing. All right.
Well, going into the Game of the Year, the way that all of the other awards went to, it was pretty much down to Alan Wake or Baldur's Gate.
That's what it seemed like, for sure.
So really, I wasn't surprised when they announced that Baldur's Gate won.
Yeah, I think
Baldur's
that's what we were
Gate
saying when we were watching it.
Yeah, it does deserve it. It's hard to argue it. I really wanted Tears of the Kingdom to win, but Baldur's Gate 3 is an excellent.
Kind of the thing that surprised me the most out of all this, with all the time that Marvel Spider-Man 2 was nominated, it won nothing.
Yeah. I think it's just circumstance. It's an excellent, incredible game.
Great year of games. I mean, and we thought when Zelda and Mario got nominated in 2017, that was a great year of games. And I mean, in the years in between. But this year just seemed like it was a ton of great games. And it would have been hard for anybody to, just call out one. So, but yeah, speaking of Game of the Year, Baldur's Gate 3 won. And we got Best Game Direction, Alan Wake 2, which also won for Best Narrative, Best Art Direction. And I don't see anything else.
And neither of them won for Best Score in Music. That went to Final Fantasy 16.
Yep. That's where that went. Hi-Fi Rush won Best Audio Design, which, John, you called out. You thought that should deserve it. So, great call.
It's so easy to give it to the biggest games. Hi-Fi Rush probably got bought by like 18 people because it was on Game Pass and it's locked on Xbox and everything. And that's a game I hope gets ported to the other systems in the future just to generate some sales. I think it was a good game. It got a little repetitive in the middle, but it's just an excellent game with a great story and great cutscenes and everything. And it was glad at least they got an award for it. I thought that was the one it should get.
Yeah, and Hambone was there talking about how he thought it was repetitive when he was watching it with us. So and to let everybody know too, if you ever want to watch these kind of things, sometimes we get together and we watch it in the Discord channels. That's what we did today. A group of us got together and watched it in there, and we had a lot of fun just making comments and having a good time. So if you ever want to join, again, got to be a Patreon or Twitch subscriber to join in our Discord. All right. So with that plugged, let's talk about Best Performance by Neil Newborn who played the vampire character in Baldur's Gate 3.
Astarion, yep.
Yep. Thank you. So pretty heavy competition there too, but I think it was well deserved.
So one thing that bothered me by the Game Awards in general is the way they sorted their names in games.
Oh yes.
So all the names they sorted by first name. I'm like, no, that's not how you do that. So in my notes, I sorted them by the proper last name. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Jesse, for correcting their errors.
And they also like alphabetized The Legend of Zelda in the T's. I'm like, no, that's not how this works.
I think there's a lot of debate about that one. That's pretty funny. Innovation and accessibility was Forza Motorsport. And then game for impact was Chia, which is one that I actually been wanting to play and just never got around to playing that one.
I was surprised. I don't know how they judge the award for accessibility, but Marvel's Spider-Man 2 has a deaf character in the game. She's from Miles Morales as well. There is a whole side quest where you play as her, and as a deaf character, you hear very muted sounds like as you play, and everyone interacts with you and you can't hear what they're saying. And it's just like a magical side quest that like you've never played in a game before. And so I don't know if the accessibility award goes to just games that have accessibility features or what have you. I've never played Forza Motorsport, but I thought Marvel's Spider-Man 2 would win just on that alone. But
that's good.
You know,
that's some good
whatever.
insight. I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
Very
it's
cool.
a magical side quest, and I thought it would win just for that. But all right.
Nice. No, it's good. Thanks for that input.
Mm-hmm.
Best ongoing was Cyberpunk 2077. That was a surprise for me because I didn't know Cyberpunk 2077 could be 2077 would be considered to be ongoing. You know, I mean, I understand having DLC and stuff like that, but I didn't think that had ongoing like the Apex Legends, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. So Cyberpunk 2077 has an ongoing feature.
I don't know if the developers knew that it would be an ongoing game and they released it.
Well, yeah, I think it was they fixed it.
Is that what the ongoing was? Is they fixed it?
Yeah,
that counts.
Because as far as I know, it's only had one DLC. Everything else has been fixes.
Yeah. I still want to play that game too now that it's got all those fixes and stuff. So maybe one day we'll see. Bestie community bestie.
I don't know where that Y came from, but it's gone now.
Best community support, Baldur's Gate 3.
Well, that's okay. Well, in my notes from before, somehow I had Cyberpunk 2077. I changed that when I noticed it.
Nice. All right, but I do agree with Baldur's Gate 3 because I'm having a lot of fun playing with Shannon and Sam on our triple play there.
Oh, but that camera.
That camera. Ugh. Best independent game was Sea of Stars, which is I'm glad it got a game. John, you're just hating on Sea of Stars just to give us a hard time.
It was fine. Okay. And it has I love the graphics, I like the music, I like the characters. It didn't come together for me. I thought the story just went way off the rails. But mostly I just think I love Dredge. I liked a lot of the other indie games better. But they did a great job with it. I'm not going to bemoan it at all, and it's a gorgeous art direction on that game as well.
Well, I wouldn't have been mad. Go ahead, Jesse. Sorry, go ahead.
I only got to about the halfway point. I talked about it about 2 months ago, and never got around to getting back to it. I want to, but I don't know if I will.
Do you want to?
Do you in your
do
heart,
you really
want to go back to it? No.
You don't sound like you want to.
Well, there's so many other things that he's got on his playlist.
Well, yeah, I'm also very tired right now. It's hard to be enthusiastic.
The one that I wouldn't have been mad at winning best independent game was Cocoon, but it did win. Cocoon did win best debut indie game, which was the next category, which I absolutely loved playing that game. It was a video game through and through, and the mechanics were very new and refreshing. That's why I enjoyed that game. John, did you get to play Cocoon?
I haven't played Cocoon just because there's just so much to play, not because it doesn't
Of
look
course.
interesting. Of
Yeah.
course, it's like it's really hard to pick and choose. I find that category so strange because when you have like the Grammys, right, and you have Best New Artist, the award goes to someone who put out their first album or whatever, and they're new. Best New Indie Game is by a studio full of developers who've probably been in the industry for 10 to 15 years already. So it's not like they're new at this. It's just that company is new. So it's very weird to give an award like that.
Yes. Jesse, you didn't play Cocoon either, right?
No, I know Justin did and liked it.
Yes. Yeah. It seems like anybody who I've talked to who did play it really enjoyed the game. So that's a good one to go check out. And just a hint into my top 10 or top games of 2023. This game, Cocoon, is in my top games of 2023. Best mobile game was Honkai Star Rail. That's the new game by the same people who made the Genshin Impact.
Yeah, the Hoyoverse.
Yep. Best VR, Resident Evil Village. I think I mentioned that my son Sam loves playing the VR version of this game. I'll go and watch like what he's playing, and I could see like he's creeping around the house or whatever. I think it's the right one that I see him doing in the VR, because I can see on my TV with him with the VR, and it's like I'll just see him just like kind of jump a little bit every now and then when he's peering around dark corners or whatever. So looks like it's a lot of fun.
Is it Resident Evil Village but just VR mode, or does it have some different like gameplay or is it just the game in VR?
I don't know, because I have never played either one of those games. I don't think it's the game.
I think it's the game in
Is
VR,
it the game?
but I could be wrong. I haven't played it either.
I haven't seen him enough of it to see if it's actual game or a different version of the game in VR or whatever.
We need Adam Leonard on the show to answer that question, I think.
He plays that one too.
Well, I know he is a big Resident Evil fan.
Okay.
Yeah, at least it was like, was it up to 5 and then 7 and 8. He didn't like 6. He didn't like 5 and 6. And then and he has the VR. That's all I know.
Best action game was Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon. Action adventure. This is where Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom got an award.
Woo!
So, and then also Super Mario Brothers Wonder did get an award for best family game. So both Nintendo games did get an award. And Pikmin 4 also got best sim and strategy. What do you guys think of that one?
I was kind of surprised about that one, but very happy.
I was surprised too. Not saying I didn't play it, so I can't say whether or not it deserves it or not. But
while Pikmin 4 is the best-selling Pikmin game ever, it's still kind of a niche game. Again, I like it, so that kind of should tell you something.
It was deserving.
Best RPG for Baldur's Gate 3, best fighting game for Street Fighter 6, and best sports racing Forza Motorsports, best multiplayer Baldur's Gate 3, best adaptation was Last of Us.
That was the easiest pick of the night, I think.
Yeah.
I think that was the if Mario Brothers doesn't win, I think The Last of Us is the only one where I wouldn't really be that upset about it.
Yeah.
Most anticipated game, Final Fantasy VII's Rebirth. John, you're looking forward to this one.
I'm not going to play it right away. There's too much. Do you remember like a year ago when there were no games in the first quarter of a year?
Yeah.
I mean, the first quarter of 2024 is going to be crazy. And so I loved Final Fantasy VII Remake to death. In fact, I want to replay that game again before I play Rebirth. I'm not going to be day one on it, but I'm so excited for Rebirth. I'll definitely play that probably later in 2024. There's just so much. It's insane.
It is. It's great. 2024
great.
Could lead up to be another one of those years where there's so much greatness.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking more forward to Hades 2 though. That didn't win, but Hades 2 should have won.
All right. Then we got other winners in the content creator and esports areas.
Content creator of the year, I think, was funny. Of the 5 people here, the only one I knew of was Iron Mouse. But looking at the chat when it was going on, they're like, a VTuber won? What the hell?
Yep. So that is the Game Awards in itself. Any other thoughts on the Game Awards, gentlemen?
Glad it's over?
You're glad it's over. Got it.
Monster Hunter and Lost Records.
Got it.
And PlayStation has some games finally.
Yes.
It's been a long year.
That stood out to you guys, especially John. You do a daily show, don't you, for PlayStation? So you probably are more into the PlayStation schedule than anybody else here now. So you're excited about what's coming up there, it sounds like.
Desperate for content. Yeah, we needed more games. I do the PlayStation Daily podcast. In fact, I'm going to be recording tomorrow's episode after we finish here. But yeah, like it just felt like 2023 was such an empty year. And when you see the PlayStation Studios logo come up, it's always very exciting. They do great work, and it just feels like it's been missing for a long time.
Yeah.
And MLB The Show is not going to do it necessarily for me. I love baseball, but it looks like there's a whole bunch coming, and lots of exclusive stuff like the Final Fantasy 16 DLC and whatever. So, and Rise of Ronin, I think, is a big wild card there. So it's going to be a very busy first quarter.
I can't wait to learn more about that, and definitely want to try out God of War Ragnarok Valhalla. There's that. I'm so curious on what that roguelike experience is there. If it's anywhere near, like I mentioned when we were watching it, like the way I played the first 3 God of Wars was a hack and slash type thing, but just roguelike added to it, then I might have a lot of fun with that. So
have you played the reboots and like the reboot and Ragnarok? Okay.
Yep. I played them. I am more of the hack and slash player. I like the first 3 because of that. These games there's elements of it there, but it's not the same. It doesn't feel the same. It's more narrative. Yeah. So which is fine. Just when you're in that mindset, when you come from those 3 and going to the God of War games and you're just not getting that same thing, then it's like awesome games, but just not feeling it, I guess. So yeah.
I liked God of War. I just haven't been excited to play Ragnarok yet, but
yeah.
But it looks great.
Fair enough. All right, let's jump into a couple other pieces of news here real quick. Something that was important to jump out was the Nintendo Live 2024 Tokyo, scheduled for January 2024, has been canceled due to threats against Nintendo staff and spectators. Have you guys read any more about this as to what the heck is going on? What this is all about? Because I was trying to look it up.
The only other thing I've seen was someone mentioned something Splatoon related. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
But yeah, that's, this is why we can't have nice things, I guess.
Let's see. IGN here says a Japanese press release shared by a reliable translator revealed the all ages celebration of fun has been canceled. Nintendo said its employees have received relentless threats, which have also recently targeted spectators, attendees, and staff, forcing the cancellation. The Splatoon Koshin 2023 National Finals, which was due to take place in December 2023, has also been postponed, along with the other events that were scheduled to go on during that time. Nintendo apologizes. There's really no other details as to what the heck is going on here. So not anything else is probably speculation, and they probably didn't want to report on that. So
do you think it's related to, remember Nintendo started shutting down some of the fight clubs, like the tournaments, and then they laid down some very specific rules for them. And I mean, do you think that's related to it?
So with them shutting down all the other things, like people are threatening, like making threats against, hey, you got your own show, you suck.
Right. You get to do it, but we can't.
Yeah. Come on, people. Making us gamers look bad.
We can do that quite fine ourselves. You don't have to help
Exactly.
Yes. Oh man. All right. Well, that's gotta suck, and that's gotta suck too, especially for. I'm sure there's had been people like making a trip out of this just before this. Like I'm gonna go to the Tokyo Nintendo Live event. Like probably people never been to Tokyo, wanting to go see Nintendo over there and do Nintendo things. Planned on this next month, and now it's ruined.
Yep.
Maybe they can, pivot and do other things in Tokyo that maybe they there, but that kind of sucks. Kind of sucks that people have to do that kind of thing
And
ruin it.
depending on the type of airline ticket they bought, they may not be able to get a refund.
Right.
Or
So that's why I was saying maybe they have to pivot and just go to Tokyo and do something else.
Like when I had my airline ticket for E3 2020, I had to cancel it. I couldn't get my cash back. I just had to convert it into points and spend points on future tickets, and that ended up going to last year's New York trip.
There you go.
So I was eventually able to use the points.
Yeah.
A trip to Tokyo isn't bad.
Yep. Other things to be done there. All kinds of things to be done there. All right. The other thing too, if you haven't heard, you can get some free games. Where can you get free games? No Gravity Games will be giving away free games from December 11th through December 20th. You must own a No Gravity Games game to qualify for the first free game. If you don't own any, you can get Pirates All Aboard for free until December 11th to qualify. That's again, Pirates All Aboard for free. To qualify for games starting on the 12th, you must own the previous games in the giveaway. Any missed games along those days will be put on discount so you can purchase the game and catch up to the free games. 2 games will be given away on the 20th for those who have all the previous games from the 11th through the 19th. You can go to nogravitygames.com and find the links there to participate.
Yeah. So this is like the 3rd year in a row. I think maybe 4th year in a row they've done this during the holidays. They did it during Halloween season earlier this year, but there was absolutely no games they offered was new to me. I already had them in my library from previous giveaways. So who knows who knows how many new games there'll be in here, but I'll be checking them out. And the reminders in the Wario freebie room are normally posted every day.
Yes.
Oh.
What?
Breaking news from JD Phoenix Gaming on YouTube says new NSO N64 games are out right now. Jet Force Gemini and 1080 Snowboarding and Harvest Moon 64.
Nice. Very cool. Breaking news. New N64 games.
And we didn't even need our own 18 plus app like Japan did.
No. So
we talked about that a few weeks ago.
There's a Friday night NSO thing that we do here between myself, Chris HL, and Spider Shan. We play some of these NSO games that come out on the different systems, or play online games through NSO. But we'll probably check these out, talk about them, see what's going on. But lately we've been playing Super Mario Wonder through NSO because it's been a lot of fun doing that with a group of people. So, but we do that every 3rd Friday before our dinner table, which is also every 3rd Friday. But anyways, with all that out of the way, one last thing, news piece of information is Sora's Amiibo is coming out February 16th, 2024. I will be picking that up for sure. Hopefully I can get my hands on one. So
it went up for pre-order today on Best Buy.
That's what I heard. And then they were gone pretty quickly, but maybe like I think you mentioned they were just local type things. So
it can vary based on, but we got to battle the Disney fans now, Tim.
Yes, Disney fans and
we can blame Drew for that.
Yep.
This is the last Smash.
This is going to be a hard one, I think, to find.
Yep.
Because
I think it's going to be hard.
that last one, everybody's going to want the collector's item. This is the last amiibo, possibly.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. Do you think this maybe like ends the amiibo line? Do they make an announcement and say that's it, we're done?
Well, they haven't yet, but still possible.
Yeah. It's
kind of surprised there wasn't any new amiibo with Wonder.
Right.
Because with the new art style, they could have easily made up some new models and
some new Mario amiibos.
Yeah.
Because they do have the Mario line.
They could release them with like a DLC someday.
Right. Who knows what they got up their sleeve? It's hard to tell, but I'm suspecting this might be the last amiibo. I won't be mad at them if it's not. I just will run out of space. Because they're taking over. They're taking over behind me.
Yeah, I don't have any more room up on my shelf up here.
So I've got the new Splatoon ones up there with the Stingray and the new ladies up there. So
first, I think I have 9 amiibo still in box. So if I opened them, I'd have more room. But
there's a few I kept in box.
I stopped opening them.
The big man amiibo is freaking gigantic.
It is. It's huge.
It's huge.
It's and they have in other countries they have all 3 in one box. So that box is huge.
It'd be like
just
60.
Big man by himself.
$60.
Yeah. Look at this thing. This is my head, and I have a big head.
Yeah, that's like the size of a normal 3-pack box.
Yes,
my hand.
That is correct.
It is gigantic.
Yep, I had to take him out of the box so I could fit him up there with the other 2. So I kept the Splatoon 3 amiibos that they came out with in their boxes, and they're on top of those.
Yeah, they're a little smaller.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is it for the news. Let's go jump into an ad break from our friends at Manscaped. As I get over to the ad read, I'm going to read a special ad read for this one. Since I couldn't find one of the other ones, I'm just going to do the one I created. Samus receives a distress signal and travels to the farthest reaches of space to stop hair from exploiting your face in Metroids. She helps you discover manscaped.com and learns their prophecies foretold of your arrival. They left abilities for you to defeat those unwanted hairs. After gathering abilities and tools like the Beard Hedger Pro Kit with a 20-point zoom wheel beard hedger, beard shampoo, conditioner, oil, and balm, or the Performance Package 4.0, which is now 5.0, I think, with skin-safe electric trimmer, ear and nose, hair trimmer, crop preserver, crop reviver, you can defeat this hair exploitation. Have those hairs under control, but they're dirty. Have those hairs under control, but they're dirtier than a couple of space pirates on Talon 4. Then start a peak hygiene plan starting at $18.99 per shipment and keep those shampoos, body washes, and conditioners all coming in on a regular basis. Unseal our discount with NINDADS, NINDADS, for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Confront your Metroids and facial hair. Make it your prime directive today and save with discount code NINDADS for 20% off and free shipping. Back to you, Jesse. All right. We have some events we talked about before, like the table. We have that every third Friday. Then there's the Dads After Dark events that John and Drew are doing. For December, we're doing the Presents After Dark, which is basically a Secret Santa thing, which has been going really awesome. It's been fun seeing everybody get their gifts. Have you been having fun watching that, John? Your creation coming to fruition?
Yeah, we're starting to see more and more presents kind of come in. I think Skinny Matt got hit tonight with his gift, and yeah, this is always a fun thing to do. It's very creative gifts. I love the gift you sent, Tim. That's specifically an Adventure of Link.
Yes.
What is it?
Zelda 2. What's that? It was a wood. It was made out of wood. Okay. Kind of like a plaque type setup, 3D plaque of the scene where Zelda or Link is holding up one of the Triforces. I think it was that one.
Yep.
In the sleeping chamber.
in the sleeping chamber where Zelda's sleeping. I thought it was really cool, and it was made in Canada. So the person who received it lives in Canada, and I thought that was pretty cool. And
You were
he seems
pretty
to enjoy
sly
it.
about that. Pretty cruel. Drew and I were commenting. I was like, Tim will not let on his identity. Like, what is this? Is this
It
like
was
a
Secret
Detroit
Santa.
thing?
Secret Santa, it's got to be a little bit secret for a little bit. All right.
You were kind of like, really?
I was letting it hang out there for a little while.
You were.
So, January is Chubby's bracket round 2, which we'll go into. Great timing for after the holidays.
Heck yeah.
So whoever got fat again can lose some weight. And then we're also
what
collecting.
about still?
However you want to word it, it's a way for the community to get together and have a contest against losing some weight there. Then we also are collecting your top games for 2023. We're collecting those in Discord, so you can submit them there, or you can email your top games for 2023 to us at nintendodads@gmail.com. We take any ranks, if you got 3, you got a couple, you got 15, you got 10, whatever you want to do, top 25. You can give us any number of your top games of 2023 to those 2 areas. And Jesse will do his magic in being able to sort them, and we'll have a final community list of top games for 2023.
Yeah, right now there's no big surprise on who's number 1.
Right. Woo. And then, of course, Advent of Code 2023 is going on for those in our community who are programmers, developers, all that kind of fun stuff. From December 1st through December 25th, they are doing that in Discord. And you guys have been doing streams of those too, right? So
I did the first day. John, I think John did the first 3 days. And then last night we both did it as soon as it opened up at midnight Eastern, and kind of live blogged it. Is that the word the kids use? So. And then when we were done, we actually got onto a call and kind of showed off our solutions and how and our thought processes. And for this last problem, we pretty much thought identically. Even though there's multiple ways to solve problems like these usually, but we did like the exact same thing, just in a different language.
Yeah, sharing source code about like 1 day out of 25 in a coding challenge at 1 a.m. in the morning, talking about how awesome our 4-of-a-kind detection code was is it's eye-opening.
And how ugly my pair function is, but it worked apparently.
4 lines of pair logic. At like past midnight, it's like, what are we doing?
And of course, when he saw the Java, he goes,
yeah.
I peeked in on a couple of your guys' streams, and it was I don't code myself, but I've tried it a few times with Python in the past, and I enjoyed what I've tried. So I kind of have an idea what's going on there, and it's kind of fun to watch. But it was kind of interesting to see you guys do it, being so tired and doing this stuff. Like, how can you do this with not being rested or anything? So kudos to you guys for
Tim.
trying
That's
to work
basically.
on it. Still, I give you guys kudos for trying.
I streamed day 1, and it took me an hour and 45 minutes, and I was like, wow, that was pathetic.
Mecca asked if you can still sign up for it. Yes, you can. If you go into the pinned comment in the Discord, it's got a code to join our private leaderboard, and you're 7 days behind, but you can still start on day 1 and just do them all. In terms of score, which we think is bogus because it's you're going to be low scores being the last one to do them, but you'll still get all the stars, and that's really what we're more interested in, is who can get as many stars as possible. Like last year, I think I got 28 out of 50, and it was around day 11 or 12 was when I started to fall off. So far, John and I and a few others are maximum stars at 14.
Yeah, we got some depth first search tonight. Exciting.
All right.
Yeah, and with how easy day 6 was, I was kind of expecting day 7 to be a nightmare, but it actually wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our events. Let's jump into real quick what we've been playing. So let's take this moment to talk about just name off some games you've been playing, and if there's one in particular you want to give a couple minutes to, we'll jump into that one game. But yeah, what you been playing, John?
I've been playing Batman Arkham Asylum on
Ooh,
PS5. I have never played the Arkham series before.
okay.
And I got excited for the Switch, but it was like much cheaper on PS5. So I was like, oh, I'll just save a bunch of money. And
Yeah,
Of
you
course
could
it
buy the
was.
trilogy for what? Not $6?
$6.
I think
So
I've got it free somewhere from somewhere, I'm sure, too, because they gave those away for free
yeah,
at some point.
it feels like a 10-12 year old game. It definitely feels dated. But I'm going through it. I'm enjoying it somewhat. So I've been playing that. And then the game I just finished today is Super Mario RPG. Another game I had never played before, and I'm super excited to finally finished it because I've, known about this game for so long. And I was so excited when it came out on the Switch, and I played through it on the Switch, rolled credits, and it's like cool. I know who Gino is now. I'm in on the Gino.
There you go.
Very excited about it. It was another game too. It does feel old. You can feel like that it's an old RPG, but because it's a remake, it's graphically really nice. The cutscenes, and I think the triple attacks are new, right? Like that
Yes.
didn't
Yes.
exist before. There's a couple other things that feel like they might be new. I think the autosave is probably new.
Autosave is new.
Yes.
And that's been really nice. Every time you just walk through a door, you feel safe. Like, okay, it's saving every time you walk through a doorway.
And the equip, I think, is new too.
The
Equip
what?
it's the being able to equip when you buy something right away.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
And
new.
and the hot swap of characters in battle is new.
Yes.
Oh, and I love that. I love that. In fact, I rarely used Princess Peach in the game, and then against the final boss, I started to figure out, oh, she can heal characters really well. Oh, she can revive characters. I hadn't used any of that the whole game. I was just using the item that revived people.
Okay.
And yeah, I figured that out while fighting the final boss in the game. I
Came in
like I said,
handy, I'm
yeah.
sure.
So it felt like an old game, but it feels really nice and smooth. And so if you've never played it before, this is probably the best way to play it. I really enjoyed it, and I'm so glad. And then
Nice.
I've been playing Monster Hunter now on mobile. Anytime I get a chance to walk around or whatever. It didn't win best mobile game tonight, but if you love Monster Hunter, and I was late to the game on Monster Hunter now, I started playing it literally on my birthday a few weeks ago,
Okay.
and it's fantastic. I absolutely love it.
That's
I
good to
played
hear.
Pokemon Go for a few years before I dropped it, and this has now replaced my Pokemon Go habit. And it's incredible. It's a great mobile game. I love it. Their currency and shop is kind of horse crap. They sell things for way too much, and I'd love to give them some money, but I can't find anything worthwhile to give my money for. But yeah, it's fan. If you love Monster Hunter, you'll love Monster Hunter now.
Nice.
Yeah. Going back to Arkham Asylum real quick, one thing I remember liking back when I played it when it was new was just as the story progresses, you can just see like the battle damage of the the cape and cowl.
Yeah, he's got like
And
tears in his outfit.
yeah, I always thought that was just a cool touch, just
Yeah.
changing up the model like that as the game goes on.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Joker is such a great character in the game, and the way he just like appears on the television screens all the time. I didn't really know the whole game took place in the asylum and like on that island. But
Yeah,
I see why, right? I mean, you don't have to, if you do a big open world, you don't want to be like seeing miles into the distance. And but
yeah,
yeah,
that's the next game.
yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Arkham City at some point. I'm kind of like just kind of one step at a time through this game. It definitely feels it's definitely aged a bit.
Jesse, what you been playing?
Okay, so I gave 3 games a try, and that's pretty much is where I'm at so far. I tried SteamWorld Build, and I think bad decisions were made, and I might, if I want to start play it again, I think I just might scrap the whole thing and start over.
Okay.
It's, and I have a lot of houses out there, and a lot of them say, I need a repair shop. I need nearby. And I'm like, I've already got 3. Where the hell? Why aren't you in range of one? And and then
your roads aren't connected well. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think I need to redo the housing better.
Okay.
Have them closer together. I kind of had them spread apart.
Oh, okay.
And then I started Persona 5 Tactica, and these are both on Xbox because Game Pass. I like how this game's starting. I do want to continue it at some point. I got to the point where I got to, without spoiling it, I'll just say the Rebel base for the first time. And was able to save it. And when I hit the save button, you heard let's write this down. Just exactly the same way that was played in the original vanilla P5 game. I'm like, okay, that was funny. I'm amused by that.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's as far as. What was that?
Oh, I was gonna say I am gonna be very curious what you think about Tactica. I did not enjoy that game nearly as much as I thought I did.
Okay. I know in in Royal and in the other spin-off game, I forget what it was.
Strikers,
yeah. The story did pull me along, and I wanted to keep on playing. So if the story is as good here, then I'll likely this will likely be my holiday game when I have a week off at the end of the year. We'll see. I don't think anything's releasing this month, so I think that's it. Okay, and then so yesterday, Justin, Tim, and I had basically a Zoom call with representatives from Nintendo and other like there was like YouTube channels and other podcasts and whatnot. They were, the first hour was just media info dump, the traditional type of thing. Okay, nothing here is new to me. That's fine. And then it ended with breaking up into smaller groups of 5 or 6 and getting into Smash Brothers arenas. And I've never played the game before. And then literally, I never bought the game, so they provided me a code just so I can download it and take part in this. And I had no idea what I'm doing. I think
Right.
I made third. I think I got third place once or twice, but normally I'm the first one out, and normally I'm just suiciding myself off the cliff. Just walk down, die.
I hate those boards the most because I can't. I suck at trying to get myself back to the cliff because I was like, I don't know what button to press to get to either. Depending on what character I have, to be able to fly back over or grapple back over or whatever. And it's like,
and since I have nothing unlocked, I'm limited to like the starting 8. So I think it was just Mario the whole time. By the end, it looked like I knew what I was doing, but I had never figured out what I was doing.
Yep,
I
was in the same boat.
Like old school Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 2. I knew the moves I wanted to do. I knew the controls to make it happen, and I knew the timing that was required to make the hits. And I was pretty good at the games. This game, I don't know any of that. And it's kind of required if you want to be good at it.
Yes, it is. Yeah, like I said, I was in the same boat when trying to play. I got third once, but I was having trouble again. I was having internet troubles. I'm not sure why, but
so apparently our group is the last group still playing. Everyone else dropped off in 20 or 30 minutes, and we were going on about 45 minutes before Justin and I left.
We played until 9:05, so you guys probably played until
we were after that
Eastern. So okay, 9:15.
At least 15 after. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
So those are the games. I'm still waiting for the patch for RPG so I can continue.
I like how you threw that in there during the meeting too.
You like that?
I thought that was awesome. So John, he goes, we're in the meeting with Nintendo and the PR people, and we're talking about Super Mario RPG, and they asked, "How's everybody playing it?" And Jesse types in the chat, like, "I'm gonna finish it once you guys release the patch," or something like that.
Oh, that's
Because
right. There was like some kind of showstopper patch
for him,
bug?
yeah. Justin got past that point, and we're not sure how, but he was able to continue the game.
Well, John did too, apparently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where
he
was
did
that?
too.
Where was that point?
This is on the way to Monster Town. At Land's End, you end up with a cliff, and you're
Yeah.
supposed to climb up these vines to get to the
Oh
top.
God, that was so hard.
But it's even harder when the vines don't spawn.
Oh, okay. Wow.
That's
Is
the
that
bug.
random?
And
Is
we
it random, or is there?
can't figure out the
I know.
bug. What?
You know, Game Explain had a video out about a week after game launch talking about it, and they said a workaround is work back to the starting city, take a nap, and then come back, and
Yeah.
it should be fine again. I have done that twice, and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this again until there's a patch.
Wow. So they're just
So
not there.
I've entered the cliff area 3 times with no vines to climb.
Oh my God. Wait, just wait
And-
till the vines show up. They're really hard to like jump
Oh, I
onto.
remember they weren't fun.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
Wow.
yeah, you know, because that whole the sand section just before the cliff had 2 or 3 vortexes, and with this bug that comes out, and you have to jump into the right one. I hate that part, and I don't want to do that again more than I have to. Again, I've already had to do that 3 times, and I'm going to have to do it a 4th.
I feel bad about that. So hopefully they do something about it. All right. As mentioned, played Super Smash Bros. Ultimate in with a bunch of other people. And in my group, we had some really good players. And I held my own for one of those matches and made 3rd place out of 4. So I'm proud of myself.
Yay. That's a bronze medal.
Yes. But then I made the stupid mistake of trying to play the same character again. And I shouldn't have done that, because people learn from what you did, and you're not going to get away with anything you were doing before.
Justin
you-
actually
who'd you-
won a game once.
Oh, nice.
Who'd you play as 10? Were you Samus or Ridley?
No, I actually didn't use either of them. I used Byleth.
Oh, okay. I like Violet.
Yep. So she's one of my favorites. And then Kirby. I used Kirby.
My wife used Kirby, and she just like sucks you up and drives me crazy.
I have a lot of fun with Kirby. It's fun. All right. Horizon Chase 2. I got back into that because I had gotten it earlier in the year when it came out and didn't get to play enough of it as much as I wanted to. So I jumped back into that and started clearing some tracks there. It's one of my great kind of like almost like a cruising type game for the Switch. I've been having a lot of fun with that.
Is that the fairly new one? Is that the one that came out like a month ago?
This year. Not a month. It's fairly recent, within the last few months. I think it came out. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then that's the one. All right. Cool.
And then I rolled credits on Super Mario Brothers Wonder. And that, so I have more to do though, like the special areas and all that kind of stuff. If I want to get 100% of the game, I don't think I'm going to go 100%. But I had a lot of fun playing the game. It's going to also be on my list of top games of the year.
I like the little mini game during the credits.
Yes, that was pretty fun. I don't remember or did I take a screenshot of that?
I think I scored like 330 or something like that.
Well, that's a lot better than I did. Jeez. Never mind. I don't know if I want to look it up now.
I don't know where you can look it up.
No, I took a screenshot, I think, of it.
Oh, okay.
294 is all I had.
Well, you were close.
300
Pretty...
something.
It's only 40 off. That's not bad.
There was stupid things that got in my way. I couldn't get any more stars, apparently. Kept getting in my way. All right. And then SteamWorld Build. I've been having a blast on there. If anybody listens to this and knows about our YouTube videos, I have about 4 SteamWorld Build videos on our channel because I love this game. And I also just did a 5th video that will be dropping soon. I don't know
Wow.
if is it yet, but I did a 5th video showing off the city I built in the first campaign or destination, I think as they call them, the Giddy Up one. So I showed off my city there before I launched the rocket. That's the end game for each of these destinations. Is you're trying to build actually I don't know if it's in each. In this destination, the end game was to launch the rocket so you could get off the planet. And there's a story behind that because there's actually story mode in this. But if you want to see that, or you don't care about spoilers or anything like that, I do that towards the end of the video and show off what happens when you leave and finish that. So I rolled credits on SteamWorld Build in that destination, but there's other destinations I can play, so there's more gameplay there. So having a lot of fun with that game. I love city builder games like this. Like Sim City is one of my all-time favorite games for the Super Nintendo. So this is kind of along those levels where I could probably spend hours in this. This will be one of my games that I'll say, what game do you want to have on a deserted island? This will be one of those games I think I would have on an island.
And then you can build the city on the island. Like you'll learn from it.
Exactly. Yeah. Learn from that. And between that and Animal Crossing, I'm all set.
And then you can build your rocket and get off the island.
Exactly. All right. Those are the games we've been playing. Works? Let's go to the community spotlight. John, tell everybody about where you're from. Tell everybody where they can find you.
I'm in Denver, Colorado. My address is I'm John. You know me. I'm part of the Dads After Dark show. We're part of the family. We're related now. I also do a new show. It's just by myself. It is called PlayStation Daily. Sometimes I call it PlayStation Direct. I have to get that out of my head. But PlayStation Daily, it is a daily show. It's about 15 to 20 minutes long. It goes every single day. So every morning you'll wake up to, the latest news, the latest announcements, game reviews. Sometimes I do some lists. And it's really fun to do. It can be a little stressful at times trying to come up with topics. I had a chat with Andros last month because they were doing their show daily, just trying to figure out how do you come up with topics every single day. This is hard. We
have a hard time doing it on a weekly show sometimes.
Yeah, it's challenging.
I bet.
And then I talk to myself for 15 minutes or so. But I also do the Dads After Dark show, which is luckily not a daily show. It's every couple weeks, although sometimes we do it weekly. And on this weekend's episode that we're about to do, Drew and I, my partner in crime, we're doing a Christmas show, but we are also bringing back an old feature we did a few years ago. And I'm announcing it here for the first time. We are having our second Daddy Awards. Congratulations, you guys. You're up for awards again.
Sweet.
And we have a set of categories that we are going to be judging you guys on. I've written each of you this week. You're probably figuring out that now why I was asking you the question that I did. But we have several categories we're going to do. I am going to provide one of the categories right now.
Yeah, and but before you do, I'm going to say my answer still stands. I don't think I'm going to change that.
I think you're looking pretty good on that one, Jesse. But one of our categories is going to be the grossest show title for the Nintendo Dads. And this is sponsored by GPK. That's right. The Garbage Pail Kids are sponsoring this award for grossest show title. And the nominees are Stink Arm, Hiccups and Diarrhea on the Road to Zelda, Poop in a Group, Shower of Turds, and Acoustical Flatulence.
I see a pattern here.
That is 5 actual show titles for the Nintendo Dads this year, and we had to prune that down.
So the first one was a week I had no part of.
So
But,
yeah, on this weekend's episode,
but I had to create art for the other 4.
that's probably the best part.
Right. That's
but yeah,
fantastic.
the episode that comes out on Monday, we have this and many other categories, and we'll be announcing winners. We also have an award for favorite guest and gaming accomplishment of the year, and it's all based on you guys. So we want to, we feel like you guys should be recognized for what you do, and I hope everybody listens to that and hears who is taking home the gold.
Nice.
But yeah, and then again, we're doing the Christmas special as
the
well.
gold plated.
Yeah, you might have to send your belt. I'm just saying, Tim. I don't know.
What belt? I don't have a belt. What are you talking about? Dustin has the belt.
You can find the Dads After Dark show. We are only on Threads now. So Meta Threads at NDads After Dark. And you can find the PlayStation Daily Show also on Threads, PS Daily Pod.
Oh, I need to follow that. I didn't know you were there too for that. Nice.
Yeah. We're just living on Threads now, and me and like we're getting more and more representation on Threads. And what was it? Rockstar Games, they had an account because it all comes from Instagram, and they finally posted after the GTA 6 trailer, and they have 1.5 million followers, and everyone's all excited they're there.
Nice.
And it's a good time. We get a little party. The Mega Dads are over there, midlife side quest.
Right. Yeah,
we're all just hanging out.
Yeah, well, okay, since you brought up GTA, we're a group of Gen Xers. We know what the hell's GTA is all about. These kids who are coming up and who are offended by everything are seeing this and like, what the hell is this? We need to ban this. This isn't good. I'm like, welcome to Earth.
Yes.
I've
didn't
never
know there was
played
a
a GTA
thing.
game.
I didn't know that was a thing. Like people are like mad about the GTA game.
Oh yeah, and in the 90s it was like the soccer moms type of thing and politicians, but yeah, now it's like 20 somethings who like just crawled out of a rock.
Interesting.
I did play.
Shocking.
I did play a bit of 4 when it was new.
Yeah,
and then I ended up. This was when I was in college, the second time, and I wrote a term paper. Not a term paper, but I wrote a paper that was like a persuasive paper, and it was why I think it should be rated AO. I got a good grade on it.
Nice.
I don't think I have the paper anymore, but I remember getting a good grade on it.
That's funny. I remember writing a paper about video games too, and why everybody was using video games as a scapegoat for the excuse for why kids are violent or something like that,
Yeah.
back in that time. So it's like everybody wanted to blame is video games are corrupting our youth. It's like,
well, welcome to 93. We've had this conversation before. Right. Go away.
I could probably dig up that paper. I think I still have that paper somewhere. All right. So we got a few questions from the community.
Yeah, go ahead.
Especially because we have our John on the show. We got one from a guy named Drew. I think you guys might know him in our community. John, if you could only save one, would it be me or some Nintendo collection?
Oh, you, Tim?
No, Drew asked that.
Drew? Yeah, Nintendo collection for sure. What's the next question?
What's the Nintendo collection you would say?
No, all of it, right? Isn't it all of it?
Okay, so he said some Nintendo collection. So I don't know if it's
I think he's saying some Nintendo collection.
Okay.
If it's one thing, I'll go and save Drew. I got to think about his wife and kids and that sort of thing. If it is my entire Nintendo collection, very sorry, Drew. I have a lot of Switch games. It's a big commitment.
Gotcha.
Love you, Drew.
Zablock asks, which award winner was the most fixed by Keeley?
I forgot about this question.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you forget you said this?
I did. I didn't know the winners when I asked it. What do we think it is?
Dude, do we have
Well, besides Baldur's Gate.
anything that you felt was fixed?
Jeez. I mean,
Well,
probably Sea
again,
of
if you were looking
Stars.
at the chat, everything was rigged.
It's all rigged.
Everything was rigged.
I don't know if I feel anything was totally rigged. I think Baldur's Gate 3 probably deserved game of the year. I mean, no, I think it was all there was nothing that came up. Right? I don't recall anything that came up
Yeah, it
that
doesn't
was
look like anything that
way.
felt rigged.
Yeah. He did
Other
well.
than all the attention on what's his name from Metal Gear?
Oh, Kojima.
All the
Kojima?
attention there. Yeah, the whole like everybody, all the other guests come out off the sides. Here comes Kojima coming out of this big, stage set up with a door and smoke and all that kind of stuff.
It's like a WWE entrance.
Right? With music and everything. It's like yeah, entrance music. Exactly. It's like, okay.
You got
All right.
to hand it to Kojima. He comes out there and they roll footage on this weird game where people are talking about, I don't know, purple dinosaurs or whatever the words they kept saying.
Right.
And he's talking about the game, and at some point, I can't exactly quote him, but he said something like, "Don't get me wrong, it's still a game," which is like probably not
Right.
the best way to advertise your game. And
Yes.
it's clearly going to be some sort of, I think, a narrative type choice game. Whatever they're saying about this is like a new way to do games. Like I highly doubt it.
Will there be a jarred baby?
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be weird, but it looks like a narrative game to me. But like people will probably talk about this for the next like several months or years, and it's probably gonna be a genre of game they would probably normally never want to play. But that shows you like the impact of Kojima that they will. So maybe this will be a big boon for narrative games. I hope so.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can't wait to learn more in the next several years before it comes out.
See, exactly. You want to know more. If Kojima wasn't there, you'd be like, what the hell is that? And you just move on with your day. You're
Right.
like, wow, it's Kojima.
I'm curious.
It's amazing. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Hoots asks, what game do you think is Keely's biggest snub this year? He says Octopath 2 has no nominations. Really? So who do you what do you think got the biggest snub? Anything?
I again, I mentioned it earlier. Spider-Man, I think deserves something. My son was rooting for Yuri Lowenthal for the voice actor just because Spider-Man is the only game on that list that he played, and he actually he saw Yuri Lowenthal and the voice of Teddy from Persona 4 at a convention and had them sign my copy of Persona 4. But really, Yuri has, it's like the Chris Pratt. He does the same voice. I see Peter Parker on screen. I'm hearing Yosuke from Persona 4. It's the same voice.
Yeah.
Is that really? Is that Yosuke?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
I think anybody who got snubbed would be anybody who any games that didn't make the cut to be nominated, but came out this year and most likely won't be on next year's cut because it'll be too early.
Yeah, it is weird. So like Avatar came out today, and from the reviews, I don't know if it would be a contender, but it probably would never even qualify anyway next year.
Yeah.
I thought the best performance was weird because Baldur's Gate 3 has such great performances, and they just picked one.
Yeah.
But Asterion does a really good job. I like Karlach. So but it's hard to, Asterion does a great job. And then I learned that it's like the same voice. I mean, that person was up there and was like, oh, that's Asterion. That's fantastic. I think it's interesting. Just, I don't know if this really answers the question, but just looking at the winners, that Starfield didn't win an award and Redfall did not win an award. The only game that won an award for Xbox was Hi-Fi Rush, which I think is just a great story for them.
Starfield is only nominated once, and I don't think Redfall was nominated for anything.
It wasn't nominated, and Starfield had to go up against Baldur's Gate 3. It was just the wrong year, whatever. Yeah. But it's just funny that Hi-Fi Rush was the game that took home the award. So that was pretty cool for them. And I think with the indie game, there was that controversy with, is Dave the Diver an indie game? And I think they need to fix that up this year. But Final Fantasy 16,
I'm kind of glad that didn't win, because I would have opened a whole new can of worms. So thank you, Sea of Stars, for that one, for dodging that bullet for us.
Did you just say thank your lucky Sea of Stars?
No, thank you, Sea of Stars.
Oh, okay.
I'm thanking the game.
If I had to say there was one snub, and I haven't played it yet, I would say Resident Evil 4 Remake probably should not have been nominated for Game of the Year, and probably Final Fantasy 16 should have gotten on there. I just don't know if we are getting more and more remakes every single year now, and if you start making remakes for Game of the Year nominations, it's going to get tricky. So that it needs its own category at this point.
Nice. All right. I'm going to save the email from Nathan for next week for the other dads when they come join, hopefully, because I think that would be a good question for them to be a part of, especially Marty. So that's it for the show then. Any last thoughts? Any last things you guys want to say before I close out the show?
Sleepy time.
Sleepy time. Coding time, I thought. That's what it was
No,
coding time.
I am going to sleep first. I will code tomorrow.
All right, John, thanks for coming on the show. You're always welcome, of course. I gave you the link to come on whenever you want. So
I jumped on right away.
You did. You were like, "Are you guys doing a show?" I was like, "Yep." You're like, "I'm on."
It's a good thing PlayStation was represented well in the Game Awards.
Yes. All right. First, a huge thanks to our Patreon producers, Dave Ernsberger, Jacqueline Amira, RJ Kern, and our other 90 plus Patreons. And a special thank you to our 12 Twitch subscribers and over 1,422 Twitch followers. And a shout out to our 7,196 YouTube subscribers. Thank you to everybody who does any one of those things for us to do what we do here, and hopefully be able to do some special announcements next year when we start talking about celebrating the Nintendo Dad's 10 years of podcasting. So looking forward to that in 2024. Check out our website at nintendodads.org for Spotify podcast feeds on our show, as well as the other NINDADS family of podcasts like Dads After Dark Show and the Retro Logic family of podcasts featuring Retro Logic, On Topic Retro, Retro Groove, and Film Logic. Our latest YouTube videos and tweets are there, links to all our social medias, Patreons, and our Extra Life pages, and our Nintendo Dads merch. There's also recommendations page where we give our recommendations for things to get between games, accessories, and even some of the shows we listen to, podcast shows. And don't forget to check out our sponsors, manscaped.com. Get 20% off your Manscaped order with free shipping with code NINDADS, NINDADS, or you can get HelloFresh 50% off at HelloFresh.com and no fee on your first HelloFresh order with Nintendo Dads 50, I believe it was.
50 Nintendo Dads.
50 Nintendo Dads. Thank you. We didn't write that down. We need to put that in there. You can contact us in most places by typing Nintendo Dads or emailing us at nintendodads@gmail.com, or call in and leave a voicemail at 929-25-NDADS or 929-256-3237. Big thanks to OC Remix for the music throughout the show. Big thanks to John again for coming on the show. Again, this is me, Jesse, John, also Marty, who's helping console people at the Game Awards show who lost, and Justin, who's attending all the after parties and will have to explain to his boss tomorrow why he's late. Again, that's all of us here. We'll check you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
Well done. Here come the test results. You are a horrible person. That's what it says. A horrible person. We weren't even testing for that.
What's wrong with you?